If you get me arrested, I swear I will tell everyone about the time you snuck into Dorothy King's house and replaced all of the photos of Jesus with a picture of Ewan McGregor dressed as Obi-Wan Kenobi. My older brother Lee looked at me, and a laugh sputtered out of him. He schooled his face and shot me a stern look as he pressed a finger to his lips. I crouched lower and huddled next to him against the brick wall in the darkened alley. I'm not kidding. I'll sing like a canary. His stare widened as he mouthed, "Shut up." I rolled my eyes at him, and nerves skittered through me. I have only been home a day. How the hell had he roped me into this? It was because Lee was too charming for his own good. That was how. It seemed it was Lee's life's mission to orchestrate ridiculous pranks against our rivals, the Kings. This one was payback for plastic wrapping our oldest brother Duke's car to a light post last week. The rivalry between the Sullivans and Kings went back generations, but the pranking itself had been something Lee had championed since his time overseas. Usually harmless, always ridiculous. "Okay, he's coming. Stay low until I say go." I peered around Lee's broad shoulders to see J.P. King walking down the sidewalk toward his car. Typically, J.P. was expertly dressed with Tom Ford suits and silk ties, and he was usually clean-shaven, not a hair out of place. But tonight, J.P. was disheveled. His suit was rumpled, his dress shirt was half untucked, and his hair was a mess, like he'd dragged a hand through it 1,000 times. To any red-blooded female, J.P. was model gorgeous. All sharp edges, strong shoulders, and tailored suits. Not that I'd ever admit that aloud. He was a king, and I was a Sullivan. The mere thought of finding him remotely attractive made my ancestors roll in their graves. Of that I was sure. Still, a girl could see the appeal in a well-dressed, straight-laced businessman, and I had a type.
I had counted on Kate being pissed when I showed up at her aunt's house, but what I hadn't expected was for her to throw me out after a quick walkthrough of the house. That show of backbone was altogether surprising. Even her aunt seemed momentarily stunned. Tootie Sullivan had tried to smooth things over, but I'd assured her there was no need. In the few moments before Kate was insisting that she could handle the reno, I'd gotten an eyeful of what needed to be done to the home. A lot of work. After talking with Duke, we planned to keep as much history in the home as we could, but it was going to take a full crew and a hell of a lot of time to get it done. I didn't need his pissy little sister being a thorn in my side the entire time. It had been the better part of a year since I'd seen Kate at my family's Christmas. A few months ago, my little brother had mentioned in passing that they'd broken up, and the way he talked about it, it seemed like maybe it was a mutual parting. But there was fire in her eyes. She was going for blood in a way that had heartbreak written all over it. "Can I get you another Coke?" The server smiled down at me. "Sure, Duke." I snagged my best friend's attention, but he shook his head. The server smiled and wandered away. From the small outdoor patio of Out-of-Towners' local cafe, we were enjoying lunch in the late summer sun, as we often did when I paid him a visit every few months. Tourists from all around were walking down the sidewalk, some toward the beach, and others popping in and out of the little shops that lined the main thoroughfare through Out-of-Towner, Michigan. My family had been vacationing in the quirky coastal western Michigan town for as long as I could remember. A reprieve from city life. It was how I'd ended up becoming unlikely friends with Duke in the first place. "What?" he asked when I stared at him. "Remember when you broke my nose?" He shook his head and stifled a grin. "You deserved it." I laughed and shook my head. "You took a cheap shot." Duke pointed a French fry in my direction. "You wouldn't stop flirting with my girlfriend." I smiled. He wasn't wrong.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.